And British American Tobacco South Africa is challenging the constitutional and administrative validity of the ban on tobacco and related products in the Cape Town High Court. So BATSA says the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, as the first respondent in the matter, had infringed on the rights of consumers, farmers and others in the value chain of the tobacco industry by implementing the ban. So BATSA was first to address the full bench of judges. So Alfred Cockrell of BATSA told the court that the ban had infringed on the rights and dignity and privacy and the autonomy of adults to make decisions. So Cockrell said the COCTA Minister, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, had needed to show that his smokers do quit during the ban. It reduced their chances of contracting a severe case of COVID-19. Andrew Breitenbach, the advocate for government, said there was medical evidence that people who smoked suffered worse consequences. Breitenbach said the decision to ban tobacco wasn't made lightly, as Dlamini-Zuma is aware of the impact on the lives versus livelihood. All right, let's go to senior legal journalist now, Karyn Maughan. She joins me live via Skype. Karyn, a very good evening to you. Thanks indeed for your time. So this is the second major legal challenge on the cigarette ban. Is this any different from the FETA case?
The big difference, Griselda, of course, is that this is a constitutional challenge. It's also raising the exact same issues as were raised by FETA in their unsuccessful High Court application to challenge the rationality and the validity of the cigarette ban. But this big issue, of course, being around constitutional rights, the rights of the tobacco producers, the rights of smokers, the rights of the industry, very much focusing on a balancing act, which BATSA contends government has got completely wrong, where it is focused on a very small health impact on the version of BATSA as being preferable to the kind of economic devastation that they're saying is being wrought by this ban, giving figures of between 35 and 38 million rand a day being lost by SARS in excise duties, a total of about 4 billion rand over the lockdown period, and really emphasizing that in South Africa's current economic environment, with the jobs as well attached to the farms, producers, etc., that's simply not a sustainable and valid justification for this ban to continue.
So, Karyn, what are the main grounds that BATSA are advancing here?
Well, essentially, they're saying that, much as FETA did, that the minister cannot or has failed really to show that there is, in fact, a definitive and substantial health benefit to imposing this ban. That, in fact, the minister's own research and the own research that has come out has demonstrated that the vast majority of smokers continue to smoke. And, in fact, oftentimes will, buy illicit tobacco, which is, in fact, far more harmful to them than normal cigarettes are. So, again, those arguments raised by FETA about the growth of the so-called illicit economy, which, Griselda, of course, we know does not pay tax. And obviously that has an implication for the South African economy. And they're also raising issues around the rights of smokers to actually choose to smoke, that they are entitled to make this decision, and very much contending that the minister simply has her maths wrong when she says that this decision is motivated by a very real possibility that should smokers be allowed to continue to smoke or to access cigarettes, that this will overburden South Africa's already very fragile public health system because there are not enough ventilators and ICU beds available in that eventuality. Alfred Cockrell just simply saying that that's not shown, and that the minister's own maths demonstrates that the amounts of beds that are available are in the region of, I think, about 16.5 or something of that nature. And just saying that, that this is not an argument that has any sustenance.
Karyn, we know that FETA is seeking to fight the cigarette ban in the appeal court. How will that case influence this one?
That's a very important point, Griselda, because, of course, the state is arguing that the Pretoria High Court judgment is binding and that this application being brought by BATSA is simply dead in the water because of what the Pretoria High Court has found, which is, of course, that Minister Dlamini Zuma's decision to impose the ban was rationally connected to her stated desire to prevent, a further burdening of the health system. Of course, we know that FETA is currently seeking to urgently bring a leave to appeal application in the Supreme Court of Appeal. And if the reasoning given by the minister's advocate Andrew Baitenbach is correct, that appeal will now become very crucial in any potential legal challenge to the cigarette ban.
Senior legal journalist Karyn Maughan, thank you very much indeed for your time this evening.